Hello everyone, it's me True back with another video. So I'm very excited to make this video today because my Libra rising loves to play matchmaker and loves to get people together that are compatible so they can live in bliss for the rest of their life. And I love for people to find their soulmates, and my dream is just for everybody to find their perfect mate and for them to live happily ever after. I really, really deeply want that. And so I want to talk to you guys today about the Venus sign in astrology. Now, if you don't know, please pay attention, because if you're looking for love, if you're already in a relationship and you want to know why it may not be working out, why you guys having problems, or if you're just newly single and you're ready to start dating again and you need to know what you need to look for in order to find happiness, this is the video that you want to watch. A lot of people, especially, the people that are just starting out in astrology, they may just think that only your sun sign is important. And if you've gone a little deeper, you may know, about the moon sign and possibly the ascendant. But when it comes to love, the single most important sign in your natal chart that you need to know about is your Venus sign, because your Venus sign represents your love nature. And it represents all aspects of your love nature. It represents, for one, what type of lover that you are, how you act within relationships, because it doesn't matter what your sun sign is, it doesn't matter what your moon sign is. When you get into a relationship, you are going to act like your Venus sign. And sometimes your Venus sign is totally different from your sun or your moon. So you may completely morph into a different person in your relationship, and you need to understand who that person is. You need to understand who you are in a relationship so that you can know what your needs are, and you can know, what you're good at, what you are best at expressing, what qualities you are best at expressing on the love front. And so, like I said, not only does it represent your nature, like how you act when you're in a relationship, but it also represents your needs. And this is very important because a lot of people are in relationships where their needs are not getting met, and this is why they are not happy. Because, like I said, your Venus sign represents what you need to feel satisfied in a relationship. Okay? And if these needs are not being met, if that sign is not being met, the needs of that sign, you are going to feel resentful, you're going to feel upset, you're going to feel misunderstood. Okay? Compatibility also. You really need to know what your lover's Venus sign is, because that's going to let you know how they act in relationships and what their needs are. So you need to meet their needs, and they also need to meet your needs. And you also need to know if those two Venus signs are compatible or not, because if they're not compatible, meaning that either they need to be in the same element, and if they're not in the same element, then they at least need to be of the same polarity, either masculine or feminine energy. And to recap, the masculine energy is air and fire signs, and the feminine energy is water and earth signs. Okay, so you need to find someone within one of those two elements, whichever one that you have. And that person is going to meet your needs the best. Not saying that if you are dating somebody, with the opposite polarity, that you can't have a relationship together, because I know there are relationships out there that work. And primarily that usually has to do with the rest of your chart being compatible, and maybe you just have that one mismatch or whatever. There's so many different factors I'm not going to get into now. But for the most part, when you date inside of your polarity or your same element, you're going to be more at ease and your needs will be met on a deeper level. So I'm just going to give you guys a little brief recap on the 4 elements in the Venus signs. I'm not going to go over individual Venus signs because I'm going to do that in a different video, but I'm just going to give you guys the basics on what each Venus element needs. Okay, so Venus in the air signs. Okay, I'm going to start with the air signs. Venus in the air signs, so that means if you have Venus in Libra, Venus in Aquarius, or Venus in Gemini, That means that you need communication in your relationship. You need somebody to tell you how they feel about you. You need somebody to communicate their love to you all the time. You also need a lot of conversation with your lover. You need to talk about your feelings a lot with your lover. That's very, very important to you. You can't be with somebody that's a mute. You know what I mean? You can't be with somebody that just demonstrates their love to you but doesn't tell you how they feel about you, doesn't express with words how they feel about you. That's what makes you feel loved, is somebody telling you, somebody expressing it to you, maybe even writing it to you. Whatever the case may be, you want somebody to tell you that they love you and to tell you often, and to talk about, you like to talk about your relationship, you know, with your lover. You like to communicate about it. Venus in the fire sign. So that's if you have Venus in Sagittarius, Venus in Aries, or Venus in Leo. You like to have fun and adventure in your relationships. You have a fiery love nature. So you like to go out and do random, fun, spontaneous things with your lover. You like to stay active with your lover and have adventure, excitement. That's what gets you going. You may like to go out and travel with your lover, go rock climbing, go hiking. You like to stay active together. You like to do fun things, try things that you never tried before. Kind of live on the edge with your lover. So that's why I said you need either another fire sign lover or an air sign lover, because they're free, you know what I mean? And they like to do fun things. They like to try new things. They're not apprehensive or homebodies or something like that, like an earth or water sign Venus will be. So yes, fire sign Venuses love adventure. And they like to spice their relationship up, you know what I mean? Try new things. They're very fun lovers. They also kind of like to show off their relationships too. So they may be the type that like to post their relationship a lot on social media and show people, hey, this is my man, hey, this is my girl, I'm proud of her, blah blah blah. And they're not afraid to like show it off. And when they're in love also, they kind of like to shout it to the mountaintops. They want everybody to know that they're in love, okay? Especially Venus and Leo, especially. Venus and Sagittarius will be more of like the adventure side, and Venus in Aries would just be the crazy, try anything, experimental side, okay? You get my drift? And I'm sure you guys, like, people are popping in your head when you think of this. Oh yeah, I know somebody that's just like that. They must have their Venus in the fire sign. Yeah, do your research, look up their charts. It'll be interesting what you find out. So if you have Venus in the earth signs, demonstration is very important to you. You need somebody to be physically present in your life if you have a Venus in the earth sign. And the earth signs will be Venus in Virgo, Venus in Taurus, or Venus in Capricorn. Demonstration is what you look for. You don't care about the frilly willy whispering sweet nothings in your ear or somebody telling you that they love you and all this other stuff. You want them to be present in your life. Show up. You want somebody physically there every day with you. You want somebody that's dependable. That's really important to you. You don't like the flighty lovers. Like maybe if somebody has a Venus in the air sign and they're gone all the time, they're here, they're there, you know, they're not very stable. That is going to turn you off if you have Venus in the earth sign. You want somebody that is stable, mature. Also, physically demonstrating their love to you. You just don't want somebody to tell you that they love you. You want somebody to show you that they love you. And usually that has to do with materialism, like buying things for you, taking you out, maybe taking you on trips, spending money on you. Because to you, that proves that they love you. They're, you know, it has to do with substance. Like you want somebody to go the extra mile for you. You want like a serious lover, somebody that is going to put their money where their mouth is type thing. And that's usually just because somebody spending money on you or doing those types of things for you makes you feel loved. It makes you feel like they're, you know, taking something that they have and giving it to you. So that's very important, especially to Venus and Taurus. That would be really important to you. Also, Venus and Capricorn, they're going to want to date somebody with that has some type of ambition, that has some type of career goals, somebody who is going somewhere in life, somebody with status. Venus in Capricorns loves to date people with status. You got to have something if you step to a Venus in an earth sign, because they're not going to be turned on by the chauvinism and, you know, you talking about what you got. They want to see it. And you know what I mean? You better show and prove if you're going to date a Venus in the earth signs, okay? Last but not least, Venus in the water signs, probably the most sensitive lovers. They're the sweetest lovers. They just want to be with you all the time. This would be Venus in Cancer, Venus in Pisces, and Venus in Scorpio. You know, very sensitive lovers, and they like the whole emotionality of love. Like, they want to feel close to you. They want to be with you all the time. They like that sappy, mushy stuff, the romance and all of that, you know. They really want you to share your emotions with them, and they want you to be raw and real with them. Like, they don't care if the emotion is good or bad. They want you to be your true raw self with them. Like, that turns them on. Venus in the water signs are also very passionate. They're very passionate lovers. They usually go the extra mile for their lovers. Well, all three of them. I'm not even going to say especially Pisces and Cancers, because Scorpios love hard too. Venus and Scorpio love really hard. They almost even become like obsessed with their lovers. It's almost to the point where they'll do anything for them. They really merge with their lover, and really nobody goes as hard for their lover as a Venus in the water sign. I mean, they love to the death, and usually they will love you forever too. It's a very sincere Venus sign, Venus in one of the water signs, very sincere type of love, and it's a deep love. They like that soul bearing type of love. And sometimes, like a Venus in the water sign, I'm going to be honest, sometimes their love can be too much for people. Like, if a Venus in the water sign and a Venus in an air sign were to get together, a Venus in the water sign would be like way too much for an airy Venus person. They would just be, it would be too much emotion. Like, you know, they might feel a little bogged down. So, and that was just a brief description. I will do the full Venus in each sign video just to give you guys more insight into that. But yes, please find out your lover, potential lover, what their Venus sign is, because that's going to tell you about what you need. And it's also going to tell you about what your lover needs, which is very important, because a lot of the times our needs go unmet in relationships and we don't really understand why. And a lot of it has to do with your Venus sign. And all of those together, especially when you blend your moon sign too with your Venus sign, that will give you even more insight. Those two together, you're in relationships specifically, your moon sign has to be met and your Venus sign has to be met in order for you to really, you know, feel satisfied and feel at peace within your relationship. And if you're looking for a new lover, make sure you know what your Venus sign is, so that you know what type of mate that you're looking for, what type of person that you need to really feel fulfilled, because this is all about fulfillment. And your natal chart gives you information about what you need in life in all areas. And so that's why it's very important to know these things. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little not so brief video on the Venus signs.